Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to the Library of Ruina, where we have Malkuth's story complete, apparently, being released. So that's what our goal is to do today. Or at least that's the secondary goal. The primary goal is to not get completely mad so I start destroying stuff. Let's hearing hope. I've made a couple... So, who do we have? We've got Malkuth with Salvador, we've got Leaf with Walter, Jacob Bennett as Oscar, and Valin and Kian as Valentine. And you'll also notice I changed a couple of pages with Oscar, because of the simple fact last time I noted he had a little trouble getting enough pages. So, Will of the Prescript is apparently a good way of fixing that. Especially as it's all piercing as well. And then we've got to where the prescript points, because that's just plain better than the flashing sparks I had before. And then I've got that because, in the end, Oscar is a tank. Oscar is a tank. So, yeah. Come on, Queen Bee. What have you got to display for me? Goodness, you there. Do you know where my drones have gone to? Interesting, the bees have nothing to say. Well, I guess they are only bees, so that kind of makes sense. Our queen's safety comes first. Focus! Chew on those fiends! And then there's words after that. My bees, it is time to move. If those teeth and that jaw crushed me. Kian, Jacob... It seems she wants more and more drones to work for her. Be careful not to inhale the spores. Hurry and supply me with more honey! I can make more drones with this. I like this. Make haste, my minions. We cannot waste a minute. You're such a nice queen, aren't you? But I guess that's how you'd consider bees to be. Loyalty. Target the last foe that attacked the Queen Bee in the previous scene. Drones! Move, move, move! No, we've no time to waste. Carry the honey. We must collect enough to satisfy our queen. There can never be enough drones. There's no end to our labor. If the Queen Bee's HP falls to 20% or below, attacks her. What? Attack the queen if she falls below 20%. Falling embrace of death. Your wings, legs, jaw, put every part of your body to work, lest they pillage our honey, I'm going to assume that means. Spores. If the target was attacked, inflict 1 spores on all librarians at the next scene. Ponticism. If there are 2 or fewer worker bees alive at the start of the scene, inflict 2 spores on all librarians. Metamorphosis. If a librarian dies under the influence of spores, spawn a worker bee next scene. Pheromones. Use pages that boost the aggression and loyalty of worker bees every 3 scenes. Is that it? Yes, it is. Okay. So, you are endured versus everything. That's a lot of guarding right there. So basically you can only guard, is what I'm seeing from that. So, do I actually need to attack the queen, or do I attack the worker bees? Deal bonus damage equal to the target's spore stacks. They don't seem to have the highest speed at the very least. You're being attacked by 2, which is fine. What 2 are you being attacked by? Big attack, which frankly we don't really care about. And then that. So we can just ignore the queen bee. I don't know what spores do is the problem. Alright. Let's see how this ends up being. Go! Good block. Good hit. Okay. Alright, that's a defense. I'll give you credit for that, at the very least. Decent. Really? Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Oscar. Right. We don't have any spores on us at the moment. Frankly, I would like some spores on me. Just to see what it is they actually do. I definitely feel I need to focus down at least one bee, though, to start with. Interesting how the queen bee uses guns, though. Alright, guys, let's see how this works. Alright, I'll give you full credit. That worked out very well. Good, good, amazing! Well done, Valentine! Faint memories for the win. That was worth a try. And I'm surprised that hit. Alright, what options do we have? Upon winning a clash, deal stagger damage equal to 10% the dice value. Alright. Add matchstick. That's the new one. Frankly, I want to try matchstick and give it to Malkuth. What the Christ just happened there? Matchstick. On use, gain 1 ember. Okay. On clash win, inflict spores. If the character doesn't get staggered, give 5 strength and all If the character... What? If the character doesn't get staggered, give 5 strength and haste to all allies next scene. What the Christ does that mean? Wait, do you mean you? You need to get staggered. Oh yeah, you're fatal to everything right now. Alright. Well, this is pretty awkward. Alright, you know what then, Malkuth? Simply because you can, I am thus going to have you tank literally everything that the queen bee does. Because you can. While the rest of us are just going to, you know, tank all the damage she does. And that's when the bees are going to just absolutely obliterate us next turn. But we'll deal with that when we need to deal with it. Honestly, considering we're about to get massacred next turn, Crack of Dawn, probably not the worst option. Okay, guys. Are we ready? Let's do this! Oh, that lady is so bloody staggered. I will be positively shocked if she fails to get staggered. Yeah. Point exactly. Alright, so what do spores do? At the start of the round, take 1 damage and half the stack, rounded down. Take 1 damage every time the character rolls an offensive die. If the character dies... Okay, so it's basically bleed and burn combined, you say. Interesting. Interesting. So everyone is attacking Oscar. You know what? I think I'm okay with that. Because it's Oscar. Meaning everyone else can just lay full ham into the Queen herself. In fact, Oscar, if you want, you can use persistence. That might work quite well. Actually, one thing I really want to do is kill that little bee there, just so we got 1 less to deal with. So, Oscar, I reckon you, on hit, Queen recovers HP. I actually need to stop that. So, you can prevent that from happening. You know what? So you're attacking this bee. You're attacking Queen, which is ironic considering that you're the defensive character. You're attacking that one so the Queen doesn't recover HP. Ouch. Annoying. Alright. bee is now dead. And hopefully, soon will be. You can just finish off that bee because you're not being attacked and you don't have any energy. You're getting attacked by Queen Bee, which doesn't mean a goddamn thing. So, how do we want to go about this? Frankly, we need to lose our spores, but we need a way to do that as well. If there are 2 or fewer bees, we start gaining spores. So, we don't want to kill this bee here. Frankly, if I get you to attack the bee lady, she'll attack you next turn, won't she? Oscar. Malkuth, I want you to use matchstick, because I want to know what Ember is. Alright? Alright. Go. Good. Good. Excellent. 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 Glorious. Magnificent. Magnificent. Amazing! Good hit. Good death. Now, you're all dealing an awful lot of damage to him. That's kinda bad. What do we have amongst our arsenal which has enough power to intercept all of those blocks so that someone can do a crap ton of damage? You don't actually have any spores on you right now, Walter, because you perfected the last round, meaning they won't deal any bonus damage to you. Ooh, that's a key thing to note. So you're going to intercept that, you're going to intercept that. Then you have the ability to make her bleed. You can... Do I want you to intercept one of those? Just so that it's less pressure off the Walter. No, I don't think I do. We need to kill the queen. Alright, guys, are we ready? I hope we are! Good. Good. Okay. That, good sirs, is why we have tailoring. Unfortunate, but whatever. He's fine, leave it. Right. Okay. When attacking a character that already took damage this scene, I'm gonna give that to Malkuth. Because Malkuth is probably about to deal an awful lot of damage to the woman. You can intercept that, and you can... I want you to risk taking that damage. Honestly, what we need to do is just damage to the big mama as much as possible. You intercept that, just so that she doesn't heal, and then you can use faint memories against that to hopefully avoid it. Alright, Valentine? Good. Excellent, good job. That could have gone better, but beggars can't always be choosers. Magnificent. One dead queen bee. Victory! First try, Parafox is awesome. What did we get? Upon taking a hit, inflict 1 to 3 spores to an attacker. Okay. That kind of is just kind of... I'm not sure how to feel about that, because it's kind of like... It doesn't have any synergy with anything else. The enemy who dealt the most damage to the selected marked character against the selected character is marked. Other allies deal more damage to the marked foe. That's really good if you have a tank character, which I do. At the start of the scene, all allies gain strength based on the amount of damage the character took in the previous scene. Again, really decent. Especially if you've got a character that can really self-heal, if that makes sense. Okay. Well, level 5 floor. Wait, don't we get a story? Huh. I guess we need to do the next one in order to do that. Will you view the last episode of the floor of the History's Museum? I will, once I equip another card. Alright then. Let's see how this does, shall we? I'm kinda intrigued as to what's gonna happen. Will you view the last episode? I will indeed. How has the compilation of history been going? I came over with Angela this time. She says the time has come for this floor or whatevs. Angela, I won't be afraid of facing you anymore. Do as you wish. I care little about what you think of me. What I want is a progress report on the compilation of history you've been doing. I guess I knew too little about the city I lived in. I couldn't imagine to compile a comprehensive timeline of the city's history. Perhaps it was an impossible task for an inept, talentless, over-enthusiast like you. All of these big and small events seem to form a coherent history, but the gaps between the notable events are just so large I can't sort them out clearly. It's like no one properly remembers their history. Or they could be refusing to remember. Refusing to remember? Of course, looking back at the things of the past won't help your present self one bit. But if we know our past, we can avoid making the same mistakes. It could be to... Perfect time, isn't it? It could help. Go away, ice cream truck. It could help to an extent, but is it truly worth being reminded of all the painful memories, though? Like I said, people in the city barely have any time to reflect on themselves, and that time has been only getting shorter. So it's going to be even harder to read about things that happened before they were born. Especially those that aren't directly related to them from their books. We can't make a book out of something no one knows. No, I'm sure everyone knows their own history. They just lack the courage to face it. I'll make sure to remember and record everything and fill those gaps. The library, Lobotomy Corporation, and the things that happened before, all of this history inked in with blood. Employees and abnormalities, countless repeats of agonies, deaths, and neglects. The library was built on top of their graves. And you are no exception, Malkuth. You're right, I'm no different from anyone else, and the same can be said for the rest of the city. All the things we did with Carmen in my first life, all the things I did with you in my second life, I'll carve all that pain and sorrow on my heart. You're the one trying to run away from the past, Angela. You're refusing to face it. What's the point if all those pasts are going to be the same anyway? They would all be minor variations of a human kills another and causes an event, resulting in change. I suppose the library's history would stand out in that it's not the non-humans that are killing humans. I failed to see a significance of the record you're trying to make. But even if the history were a repeating cycle of similar events, you can't guarantee the future would be just the same. We can't let all the sacrifice and bloodshed go in vain, especially because history repeats itself. The blood spilt in the past opened up the possibilities of the future, so that the ones who survived can take those new paths. I'm sure your history began from such a path, Angela. That's easy for you to say. I cannot stand to hear you speak as if you know everything. Obtain the will to stand up straight in ever-repeating history. My beginning. What makes you think you're qualified to talk about my creation? Angela, you're the one refusing to confront your own beginning. Okay. And we're back to the lobotomy music as well. Interesting. Interesting, actually. Very interesting. She's nothing like her. She's nothing at all like her. But Aelin, surely you already know. Did you put in all that work just for a simple vending machine that dispenses soda at the press of a button? Maybe I did after all. At the very least, you should give it a name. There is nothing I can do, even if you put on a face like that. It's an unspoken rule that the creator names their creation. I couldn't care less about a machine's name. Don't dump your job on someone else. You're the designer. There, the door over there. It'll be waiting for you. It seemed lonely. You're the machine that must lead us out of the pits of hell. Angelos. Angelos? Angela. I remember you, Aelin. You are a person with a warm smile. It's only a machine. Aelin, sir. What did I do wrong? Please understand, Angela. He's not ready. He's not yet ready, that's all. He just needs a little more time. Benjamin, may I ask you a question? Sure, I'll answer what I can. Everything seems so slow to me. Your movement looks so sluggish. The gestures, the speech, all of it, even my own body feels slow. It's as if my body cannot keep up with my mind. That's because you were designed to perceive time 100 times slower, Angela. Don't you mean faster? If everything that she's doing seems sluggish? Maybe. Why is that? You'll face a lot of emergencies as you work. And you have to be the first to react to those situations, Angela. What's more, you'll vividly remember everything you see and experience. I just remembered, I gave Benjamin a British accent. Proper one. Why aren't I using it? I see. What will my work entail exactly? You'll see soon enough. No, I suppose it won't be soon for you. I'm sorry, Angela. Why are you apologizing to me? I just feel like we've done terrible things to you and that person. Here, let me tell you a few things about this corporation and the city. In the back streets, the likes of sweepers and fixers live out their lives tangled in vomit and waste, unraveling their sickening tales. Those who live in the outskirts are still crying out to break into the city. Meanwhile, people in the city throw away their lives trying to belong to a nest. And we're going to change that. We have a lot of tasks ahead of us. Why do you refuse to look at me? Why do you always turn your back on me? A machine must behave as a machine. Don't question it. Then why did you give me the capacity to question things? Why did you have to make me, breaking the AI ethics amendment? Why did you have to model me after a person with fond memories of you? I am here looking at you and only you. Don't look at me. Don't speak to me unless I speak to you first. You'll never be her. You're just a machine. Benjamin, is it so wrong that I was born a machine? It could be a problem to some, but I don't mind it at the least. To me, whether you're a machine or a human is not what determines who you really are. Then, if I worked hard to have a kind heart, will he look back at me? Probably. Eventually. I'll trust you, Benjamin. What is this? It's called a script. The things I must do. My purpose. If everything goes as you planned, can we really? Can you really be redeemed from the hell you're trapped in? There's no way you would answer with me.
What on earth did I just see?
These are Angela's memories.
You alright, Angela?
You got yourself lost in the vast sea of desolation, and now you think you can lecture me? Are you trying to boast to me that you had someone to look after you in the end? Don't be ridiculous!
In all fairness, that looks awesome. That looks bloody awesome. Malkuth, care to tell me what's going on right now?
Angela is resonating with the library. The library seems to be reacting to Angela's mental state. I don't exactly know what's happening, but at this rate, must be nice to be you, not being neglected at the end.
Don't tell me, is that monster? No, that looks more like a case of the distortion.
That must be another side of Angela, manifested from her mind with the library's powers.
Looks mighty dangerous. What are we supposed to do now?
If her mind has physically manifested, maybe we can resolve her concerns in a physical way too?
So you're telling me that we can help her out by dealing with her like how we receive guests?
I'm not too sure myself, but there's only one way to find out. Angela, here I come!
Whoa, isn't that a little too reckless?